Chapter 111, Shaper Protocols. Selpish was deployed across the various camps as they prepared to open portals to other worlds. Venrian had suggested the project for her, and she had jumped at the chance to do something beyond the monotony of recruitment work. As the only dimensional specialist on the Earth incursion team, she had been named Project Lead. She now had an official team working under her. They were poor substitutes for true dimensional tour specialists, but they compensated with artifacts and tools, enough to establish links and construct a technological infrastructure capable of controlling the portal openings. Selpish watched closely as each door was tested, opened only for a few seconds at a time to confirm stability. Full communications were sent through each portal, including formal requests for staffing to support guided tours, Earth ambassadors, and an influx of new traffic. Mora had already preceded these requests with firmer demands through established channels. Selpish, entirely unaware of this, was pleased by the speed of the responses. Every team confirmed details and timing almost immediately, allowing the testing of each portal to be completed in mere minutes. Each camp had also been given instructions for a lottery system, something popular among Earth's media networks. Designed to draw attention from cultures across the globe, the setup at each location took hours, and Selfish found herself with almost no time beyond travel and inspections to complete her other work. She had submitted multiple requests to delay the openings by a week to allow for more intensive testing and study. Mora and Venrian had ignored or dismissed every one of them. It wasn't entirely unexpected, given the pace of the incursion, but it frustrated her in ways she hadn't anticipated. In her mind, this assignment had been something else entirely, an opportunity to see a new world, to visit and explore its wonders, and its culture. Instead, she saw everything through windows, brief glimpses between exhaustion. After the first week, she was tired. After the second, she found herself at a level of exhaustion she hadn't thought possible. Even stimulants and essence recovery techniques had stopped being effective. She thought she was somewhere over Africa, Egypt maybe, or an island. It didn't matter. She wasn't visiting these places, not really. Most of what she experienced was air temperatures and humidity, and even those were regulated by Shaper environmental systems. It was nothing like what she imagined. She simply moved through memorized steps, established a portal, opened it, tested it, moved on. A new location, a new city, a deeper exhaustion layered over the last. En route to the next destination, she sent a request ahead for bunks to be prepared, an uninterrupted 8-hour rest cycle for her and her team. They were getting sleepy, and they were making mistakes. That was something Selpish would not allow to continue. Upon landing, she informed the crew that they were to sleep for the full duration or as much of it as possible. She distributed dietary aids to assist them. After a brief exchange with an on-site commander, she retired to the bunks. She was asleep before her head touched the pillow. The moment she fell asleep, someone was waking her. She would have been angry if she could process anything at all. Disorientation swallowed her whole. What? What do you want? She demanded, swatting blindly at the hands shaking her. Mr. Selpish, please, we need your help. The voice was distant, blurred. Selpish couldn't make out the speaker, barely more than a shape. The words struggled to form meaning in her mind. No, I need sleep. Leave me until the cycle is complete, she muttered, already trying to sink back into unconsciousness. But no, leave me alone. I apologize, Master Selpish. A chime rang inside of her mind. A sharp, acidic scent filled the air. Selpish jerked upright instantly, fully awake. She swiped at the air, shaking her head as the lingering echo of the chime faded. She turned to gaze at the man beside her bunk. He looked ashamed and guilty. What is it? She demanded through clenched teeth. The effects of whatever drug had been used already bringing her fully awake. The World Breaker is here, ma'am. He's requested to speak with you. The man flinched as soon as he said it, as if expecting to be struck. The World Breaker? Selpish repeated, her mind awake, but still struggling to align with her thoughts. Yes, ma'am. And he asked for me? Yes, ma'am. Why me? The man had retreated nearly to the doorway, putting as much distance between them as possible while remaining technically present. He requested the portal team or commanding officer immediately upon arrival. That was 5 minutes ago, ma'am. Aren't you the commanding officer? Selpish asked, her tone sharpening. Yes, ma'am. Then shouldn't you be speaking with him? The man didn't answer. He stared out into the hallway, searching for any excuse to leave. Selpish exhaled sharply and stood to pull on her uniform. Have you notified High Command? She asked as she dressed. No, ma'am. Trigger the alarm, Commander. I will see our guest. Selpish glanced at the clock as she finished dressing. 5 hours of sleep. Not enough, but something. The commander didn't argue. He retreated immediately. Selpish stepped out of the bunks, already considering how she might locate the world breaker within the camp. She didn't need to search. Every shaper present had formed a tight circle at the camp's entrance, weapons drawn, postures tense. Civilians had been ushered away. Selpish straightened and walked forward, forcing confidence into every step. She pushed through the ring of guards. Ryland's eyes met hers immediately. Ryland Donneral, she said, studying him openly. The world breaker. He looked so normal. Young, unremarkable. The realization unsettled her more than anything else. Selpish, Ryland replied calmly. Master Tor, dimensional specialist? That is correct, she replied. There's something you need to know before High Command sends people to retrieve me. He frowned as though the words were already weighing on him. Is there? Selpish asked, stalling as she searched her memory for proper protocols. Response times, containment procedures, escalation risks, and everything else that she had been trained to do. Should I tell you here? Ryland continued, or would you prefer privacy? Selpish glanced at the guards around them. If even a fraction of the stories about him were true, none of them would matter. Still, being alone with him felt impossible. She shook her head. Be certain, Ryland said. What I'm about to tell you carries consequences for everyone here, but especially for you. Selpish fought the urge to roll her eyes. Speak now, before I have you detained. Several guards shifted uneasily. She ignored them. Say what you need to say, she continued. The Shapers are going to destroy this world with these portals. My estimates give Earth between 12 and 72 hours after activation, before complete annihilation. The words landed like a blade. Every living thing, he continued, from the smallest single-celled organism to the largest plant, gone in an instant. Several guards flinched or took a step away. Selpish didn't move. She held his gaze, searching for deception. I'm here to stop that, Ryland said, but I need more time. Selpish shook her head slowly. You're the world breaker. You brought the Noctium to every world you visited. She raised a hand, cutting him off before he could speak. I will not assist you in destroying another civilization. Ryland didn't interrupt. No one here will believe you, she continued. You are the walking apocalypse, a terrorist responsible for billions of deaths. Her voice hardened. You will be detained, tried, and executed for your crimes. She turned sharply. Take him into custody, she commanded. The guards hesitated, unwilling to move forward on the world breaker. Finally, in her brief silence, he did reply. I cannot abandon this planet to prove you wrong, he said quickly. I'm appealing to your humanity, Selpish. Without your help, these people are doomed. This planet is doomed. Still, the guards didn't move. Selpish stepped forward, grabbing a baton from a nearby guard. She closed the distance herself. Ryland sighed. The world disappeared around them. The transition hit like a drop through nothing. Selfish knew the sensation, the path between worlds, the falling that lasted no time at all. The camp vanished, the guards vanished. She stood in ruins, dead, empty. Ryland appeared a distance away. Behold, Casigna Alon, he called. The 14th world lost to the Noctium, the 14th civilization erased because of my ignorance. The Noctium is well documented, Selpish snapped, spinning to face him. This proves nothing. The world shifted again, another ruin. A city collapsed into itself. Towering structures lay broken at their feet. Sentius, Rylan said, the 146th world to fall to the Shaper Pride. Selvage's head spun. Searching for anything to anchor herself, she drew a deep breath and looked into Ryland's eyes. What is the point of this? She shouted. It proves nothing. I am not the blight on the universe, Selfish, Ryland continued. Another shift. Another dead world. Stop, Selfish shouted. I do not believe you. There is nothing you can show me that will change that. Ryland held his distance, his voice cutting through the silence. I will return you to Earth, but I am begging you, delay your work. Without that, I cannot stop what is coming. Selfish stared at him. He could take her anywhere, effortlessly. She couldn't move another person without external power sources, and even then, barely. The imbalance terrified her. She bit back her response, forcing herself to think. Take me to Manito, she said. The world I trained on. East Coast, Northern River. Rylan looked down. I haven't walked that world, he said quietly. You'll have to take us. I'll lend you my power. Selpish focused. It took time. Too long, especially in comparison with how quickly they had fallen through several other worlds already. She felt his essence, vast, controlled, guiding her own as she forced a path between realities. A full minute passed, longer than she liked. Without him, it would have taken more time. Then, finally, they fell. They landed in a living city. Crowds, noise, movement, life. Selfish spotted Rylan across the distance. He approached slowly. Guards near a Shaper embassy building reacted immediately, sensing the disturbance. Rylan stopped at a safe distance. His expression had changed. It's not every world, he said quietly. Not even half. But I had to try. I had to show you. All lies, Selfish snapped. Turn yourself in. Surrender to the Shapers. Face what you have done. The guards were closing now, trained and capable. Rylan shook his head. Would you let another world die to prove your point? He asked. He didn't wait for an answer. He just vanished. Selfish stood frozen. Alive. She was alive. Relief came first. Then reality followed. This would delay her for days in the best case. Processing, verification, bureaucracy, identity confirmation, likely longer than days. She turned towards the approaching guards, raised her hands, and surrendered herself to bureaucracy and protocol.